Good afternoon. My name is John Jansen, and my focus for this week was the Louisville Cardinals. Great historian once said that most empires collapse from the inside, and I think that's definitely the case with the Louisville Cardinals. Louisville was probably at their peak in 2013. Their men's team won the college basketball national title. The football team defeated fourth-ranked Florida to win the Sugar Bowl. Their women's basketball team made the Final Four. Their baseball team had success. So 2013 was identified as the year of the Cardinal. And the evolution of their program over the last 25 years is pretty significant. There's some big players that are responsible for that transition. One of those players was the AD, Tom Jurich. He was a former NFL player, had two previous stints at other schools as AD before landing at Louisville. His time at Louisville was based around fundraising. He did a tremendous job of fundraising where he raised $280 million to build stadiums, arenas, practice facilities. He also orchestrated the city of Louisville to pay for the KFC Yum Center where the college basketball team would play. As his on-the-field success grew, Louisville began to proudly refer to its athletic program as the university's front porch. Another player in the scene that arrived the same time as Jurich was Dr. James Ramsey, the president, and his focus was build the athletic program, make it marketable so that the university as a whole would expand and grow. And a lot of things came of the university as far as infrastructure and improvements in facility and student dormitories. However, the academics did not transition as strongly as the athletic program. Recently, their academic program was ranked 171st in the country, which is really, really, really poor for a Power 5 college. Another player that needs to be brought into the discussion and the demise of Louisville athletics is Emily Bingham. She was appointed as a board of trustee where she would make a strong stance in favor of restoring academics over athletics. Bingham and a few of her Democratic colleagues secured seats on the board appointed by the lieutenant governor. The lieutenant governor stated, "We tried to put people on the board who would ask questions." Another board member that we probably all know is Papa John Schneider, the CEO of Papa John's Pizza, and he's an enormous university donor. He kind of turned on athletics, where he was dumping a lot of money consistently in the athletic program. He made a statement at the board meeting that the athletics thing scares me. Until you fix athletics, you cannot fix this university. So that's a pretty strong statement from a very powerful donor. The core of the university leadership was engaged in a storm of conflict that would question the financial spending of the university. The board requested a financial audit, and from that audit, they found out that athletic officials, the president, they were spending money from the endowment to support athletics. And at the rate that they were going, dipping into the endowment, they were destined to basically bankrupt the endowment within 20 years. So the board dug into some facts and some things, and they found out that what appeared to be as a successful financial status for the athletic program was very far from the truth. So you've got these players in the background kind of jockeying for position and power. Then comes out the book, Breaking Cardinal Rules, and this is where the story really takes a spin for the negative for the athletic department. This book was released by Katina Powell. She was the mistress that arranged these sex acts and sex parties for recruits and prospects held on campus at a campus dormitory for potential prospects. And the NCAA investigated, and they found that these claims were substantiated. It's very unfortunate to have that type of culture at a college environment. It's not appropriate. And the NCAA made this statement. A former Louisville director of basketball operations acted unethically when he committed serious violations by arranging striptease dances and sex acts for prospects, student athletes, and others, did not cooperate with the investigation according to a Division I Committee on Infractions panel. and I pulled that right off the NCAA website. They were some of the penalties that they levied on Louisville included obviously a public reprimand, 4 years of probation through 2021, which is interesting because Louisville right now is just engulfed in an entirely another controversy with Adidas and AAU and the pay for play that has actually cost Rick Pitino his job. Suspension from the first 5 ACC games by Pitino. He couldn't have any contact with the team. A 10-year show clause period for the former operations director. But particularly when I scroll down this list, there's a long list of penalties: a vacation of the basketball records, which nullifies their national championship in 2013. The one that really jumps out to me is it says here that the university must also return to the NCAA the money received through conference revenue sharing for its appearance in the 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015 NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship. And I don't have an actual dollar amount of what that could be, but I would imagine that would have to be in the millions and millions of dollars that they're expected to return back to the NCAA. Should be interesting to see how that plays out. But the closing statement from the NCAA was that NCAA members agreed that schools must provide a safe, healthy, and positive environment for the student athletes, not only academically, but in all facets of their lives. The former operations director, the individual entrusted to keep order at Maneri Hall, created an environment that had no place on a college campus and was directly at odds with college athletics and higher education. So, the kid lost his job. He's not going to get a job at NCAA for at least 10 years. Pitino pretty much threw him under the bus, but as it has played out, Pitino has lost his job. The AD has lost his job. The president is not there anymore. So the heads have rolled because eventually the empire broke down from inside. They let themselves become morally weak, and eventually it caught up with them. They were exposed. The particular NCAA bylaw that was broken, there's probably a couple, but the one that I found was bylaw 13 in the NCAA Division I manual. Was bylaw 13675, and it has a list of few things here, but it says if an athletics department staff member serves as the prospective student athlete's host, his or her entertainment cost must be included in their entertainment allowance. The entertainment allowance may not be used for the purchase of souvenirs, such as t-shirts or other institutional mementos. It is permissible to provide the student host with an additional $40 per day for each additional prospective student athlete the host entertains. So my interpretation of that would be that that was definitely compromised when you involve strippers and prostitutes and that culture onto your campus. So that's my story as far as the University of Louisville. And I just saw it come across the ticker that they just fired their football coach, Bobby Petrino, which is a whole nother 10 minutes. That story in itself is incredible because, you have Petrino who was successful at Louisville, left Louisville, bounced around the NFL and college, left Arkansas over scandal with him and a mistress, and then Louisville hires him back, even with the baggage, but he's been let go. So the appearance is that the University of Louisville is cleaning house. They did make a good hire in Chris Mack for their men's basketball program, but we'll have to wait and see how the NCAA handles the current FBI investigation and how that impacts Chris Mack and his basketball program moving forward. So enjoy this week's assignment. Thank you and have a good week. Bye.